Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 6. This one is for the second last episode of the first half, damn it. Season 6, Episode 7, which is called Heads Up. Okay, so spoiler warning if you guys haven't seen the episode yet. So I'm pissed off that there's only one episode left, but this half of season, I'd say at this point, it's the best half of a Walking Dead season we've ever seen. The best, first half to a season so far. So the intro, man, best intro probably we've ever seen for The Walking Dead, I think, because we have been wondering about this now for basically 4 full episodes. As soon as the end of episode 3 aired, thank you. I love this intro. This was an awesome intro, and it went a little different from how we thought. A lot of us thought on the radio it would have been, or the walkie-talkie, it would have been Glenn. I thought originally, I was like, oh, it must be Glenn. Yes, Glenn is awesome. But it wasn't. We find out this episode it actually wasn't. And this one was not spoiled for me. So I was happy about this. I mean, I kind of knew that we would probably see the return of Glenn about episode 7, episode 8. But I didn't know if they were going to save it for 8 because that's, the mid-season finale, the big episode. But I really, really enjoyed Heads Up, man. Awesome one. Great intro. You see him. And it's just how I envisioned they would do it is to where they would film it or they would have an angle that you don't see in episode 3, thank you, that makes it obvious that the guts are coming out of Nicholas. And in this one, the intro was just amazingly shot. And as many of us thought, the most probable answer to it was underneath the dumpster. So we were correct that he was sliding back. You could see it very subtly. If you only watched it once, you wouldn't notice it from Thank You. But people have posted GIFs online of this. I've done videos talking about it before. We've talked about it before. Top 5 ways, and the number one was that he would slide under the dumpster, and there's GIFs where you can see in Thank You that he is starting to slide back. So he's just starting to slide back at the end, but it's like probably 3 or 4 frames, and that's it. So most people just watching it once, airing originally on TV, would not have caught that unless you you went online or you recorded it and you watched it over and over and over again. So you carefully got it. So some people might be pissed if they thought for sure Glenn was dead. Now that we know he's not, some people might feel it's a cop out, that kind of deal. But I liked how they did it because they had another angle that they showed you in this episode where it was like, okay, now I get it. He is alive, and that's how he slid underneath the dumpster. He waited overnight, that kind of deal. And then when all the zombies eventually started to kind of leave, after he passed out from exhaustion from all the chaos and craziness that was going on around him, killed a few zombies like that when he was underneath, and he's like, killing a few, and then they would kind of seal it. Right? Once you get a couple, you kill it. Their bodies are going to seal it so the others don't see him underneath there. And then, of course, they start to eventually realize there's nothing else there, or they think there's nothing else there, and then they head off in their own direction. So a few people did predict, there was a couple in the comments, I don't know if it's because they knew spoilers or not, that Enid would actually be the one to find Glenn. And I thought that was interesting, because we've also been wondering, where the hell has she been, since even longer than with Glenn, even though people don't care about her as much, because she's not one of the original characters from the series. But I thought that was good, how it worked out that they saw each other, and she came all the way out to there. She had water and that gives him water and everything, and even to the point where she pulls a gun on him. But I liked how they were able to kind of, sort that out between them, and Enid finally decided, okay, it's worth it to give it a shot and try to get back to Alexandria, and not just assume that everybody there is dead because of how strong the group is now. And she was right to do so. So it looks like she's taking the role of Sophia in the television series. It's pretty obvious now. Some people have thought that for a while. At first I was like, no, I don't think so. But now I think it's pretty obvious that's the case, where Glenn and Maggie may actually take her in as like, as a daughter, so to speak, and, raise her in the zombie apocalypse. Or, she can take care of herself already. She's good. She's killing zombies, and she's, she's smart. She's grabbing balloons and stuff like, oh, we can give them a signal and most of that. She's smart. She can take care of herself. But, it definitely, to be happy, it's good to have that kind of structure, that family structure that she obviously no longer has. So that was cool too. I like that part as well. And of course, we had a lot of great dialogue throughout the episode, some great parts. We had some iconic comic book moments. You have Spencer, who out of nowhere tries to climb over the wall. And of course, it doesn't work. And then, as we see later on, well, you have Tara. She almost gets herself hurt. Rick is pissed at her. They pull Spencer back, and then, shortly afterwards in the episode, we see how the wall comes down. And I liked it because they did a good job of kind of showing it, creaking and the structural damage to the building, the sort of watchtower that they were using earlier on, and also, is another structure in the comic book series that was really badly damaged, and you've got wood and pieces kind of coming down off it, that kind of thing, and eventually it just all comes down with all the chaos of Spencer being around and all the zombies coming towards, and because they're kind of like a little herd, so them stomping all and coming in and going crazy. Then afterwards we see the tower come down and boom, crush down the wall. So now all the zombies are coming in when they're not ready for it. So wow, really cool, man. I loved the intro and the ending of this one. Just were amazing, awesome, really, really exciting, really, really cool to see. And I love how it transitioned in. First, you've got the happy part where Maggie realizes it's Glenn and that she's got some hope left, not knowing for sure that it is, but as we know it is. And so she's all celebrating, all happy and stuff, and next thing you know, kaboom, comes down. So awesome stuff. So throughout the episode, the other parts too had some other really good stuff. Had the parts with Ron where he's festering, he's thinking about it. We can tell he's looking at Carl, and I love the part where Rick is continuing to show him how to reload and how to do this kind of stuff with it, and how if he has a gun to defend himself against an attacker that may also have a gun, and all this kind of thing. And Carl's kind of putting in the 2 cents there as like a teacher, as like a coach, coaching him, and he's just not, he's hiding, he's trying to hide it, but he can't really hide it that he absolutely hates him. He doesn't hate, it seems like, well, we know he hates Rick, but it seems like he hates Carl even more. If he's going to shoot one of them, it's going to be Carl. So he steals the bullets. I love the part where Carl's walking down, he's got the hat, which is so iconic, man. What a great setup for the comic book series. It's just an awesome moment. It's going to be coming up soon. But we see Ron, he's there, he's kind of walking down after him, kind of almost stalking him, sort of. Maybe not an accident, but he's just like, he's got the dead look in his eyes and everything, like he's going to try to take Carl out. So that was really exciting too, and just some really great parts there with him. And let's see, we have, let's see. So we have the part with Spencer. We've got the Alpha Wolf. So you've got, it looks like at this point, it almost looks like the wolves are done, which is something we've been talking about for the longest time, is whether or not they are. At this point, it looks like, at least for this half, probably. So we'll see what happens with that, whether or not the Alpha Wolf is able to escape, or if they actually will kind of, I don't know, do something with him. Maybe Morgan's right. That sure doesn't seem like it. But even to the point where he's willing to help him out, he's willing to save him and give him a chance, which is really, really, I don't know about that one. That's a video discussion topic in and of itself. What should they do with the Alpha Wolf at this point? I would just kill him, I think. I think he's one person, and he is too dangerous for them to keep alive, I think. If he is able to get a firearm or able to get out of there, he could kill far more people than his one life is worth. Plus, he already attacked them and try to destroy, the whole thing, and killed so many of them. I would say he would be, I would think he would be sentenced to death for sure. But I like the talk between Morgan, Rick, you even had Carol in there, and Michonne, and Morgan's kind of defending his place that Rick, he's been in a similar type of situation, was able to come back from it. So, again, kind of a similar theme as we've seen all throughout the series, whether or not people get to come back from the things you do. According to the Irish lady in season 4, you don't get to come back from the things you do. So, so there's that. There's a warning earlier on. So maybe they should just kill him and be done with it. Let's see, man. So making it now, you really think you can do that without getting blood in your hands? So I love that, because that was used in the trailer quite a bit to finally see the scene. There was even an individual trailer for that. Let's see. So let's go over a lot of the scenes. I'm just going to review here. So finally, Glenn gets back. Awesome. We see Glenn and Sophia or Enid all throughout. Let's see. What else we got? We got the stuff with the wall. We got the scene with Maggie and Rick. So they talk for a minute there. That was cool. Part about Judith starting to look like Lori. That was good. I like that. You had Gabriel. He's putting up the thing. Rick's taking him down. Then he comes back and puts it up again. He's persistent. You got to respect that about Gabriel. He might be misguided. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing that he's trying to keep up, hope with everybody. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think Rick just hates him so much at this point. He's like, screw him. He's a lost cause. He starts taking him down. So that's funny. parts with Ron and Carl, which was awkward, like I mentioned. Parts with Rick and Morgan, making it now. Let's see. So really had the Eugene scared part where Rosita gives him a nice pep talk, and he can't do it, so he walks away as she's teaching them how to cut through, but yet not get stuck on the bone, right? Of course, because that could be a problem if you get your blade stuck, and then another one comes at you, or a zombie with reckless abandon gets like hit somewhere, and then continues to come at you afterwards, even still, because you don't cut clean through. We had the part with Rick and Tobin, which I actually did like, because it's like, Tobin does, the people of Alexandria, they do have skills that you can use, for sure. I mean, Tobin with construction and that, that's very, very useful in a zombie apocalypse to be able to build things in a long-running community. I mean, he's going to be, you got Abraham in there too, he can do his thing too, but to have that knowledge, I mean, originally someone had to build the walls too, so he's got some skills, so that was cool to see him. Let's see, the part where he's talking about Rick seeing things. So I did like that, because stuff and things, you see things that we don't see. He sees stuff and things. So that was good, because I like that way back from season 3. It makes me think of when Rick used to see, he used to hallucinate, so that was funny. Let's see. Then we had the parts with Spencer. You got Rick getting pissed off, Deanna thanking Rick and thanking Tara because they did save him, and still thinks that they should, and still thinks that he should. And we had the Sam part where he's talking to Carol about being a monster, and he's totally, his little mind is just so confused about, right? I mean, even the adults are. You got Morgan, they're having this discussion. Morgan feels like they should kill everybody, otherwise they become monsters. Sam is asking about monster and how do you become a monster, and this kind of deal. And he just wants to stay upstairs. So I just really love the kind of relationship that Carol has with Sam. I think it's just a really fun kind of relationship between the two of them. It's really comical the way Carol is such a bitch to him, and yet he keeps wanting her attention. It's just funny. It's like I don't know. It's just a really fun Cookie Monster. Really a fun kind of relationship they have between them, and then. That's basically it. That's pretty much all I got to say about the episode in terms of it. But it was an awesome episode. The beginning, I got really excited to see what with Glenn, actually surviving. And then, of course, the end, too, was insanely exciting. So I'm going to give this one a 9.4 out of 10. It was an awesome episode. Season 6, every episode pretty much is strong. I don't know which would be the weakest episode. Maybe now, then maybe... the Morgan's flashback episode, but this one was another really good one, and I like how they took from different positions, different characters, a lot of different themes happening. You got the zombies outside, you got the stuff with Glenn trying to get back in, but he can't, lets out the balloons. You got the Alpha Wolf in there, the discussions that are going on, Spencer being a moron, and then eventually the tower falling down. So a really nice mix in terms of a story, and man, it just sets us up. I'm kind of sad because there's only one episode left, but you can't be disappointed, I don't think. I haven't heard anybody say, this season sucks or anything like that, which I've seen quite a bit in previous seasons, because people either hate Beth or they, season 4 start, they hate the governor, so they don't want to watch his episodes, which was a criticism before. But man, awesome episode. I loved it, and I just cannot wait to see the mid-season finale. It should be an incredible one. So we'll see. We'll do predictions. We'll talk about it, whether or not Daryl and the rest are going to be able to get back, whether or not Glenn's going to be able to be reunited with Maggie again, even though that's happened before. So they're getting good mileage out of their relationship in the TV show, that's for sure, because we've had that theme before, of course. And let me know what you guys thought about it. Predictions video will be posted in about an hour. Write your comments below, and if you guys liked my review, please do me a solid. Please thumb it up below. I would appreciate it. You can also share. If you have a Facebook, you want to share through to Facebook, also helps me out. It's a nice favor if you guys do that for me. You can also favorite, also helps the video. And if you want to subscribe, you want to see my weekly reviews, and any favorite episodes you have, there's a review posted in it every single episode since season 1 in the channel. You can just search it with a search tool, and you'll find my reviews for every episode of The Walking Dead. So, predictions video will be up in about an hour. Send me your Q&A questions for the Q&A this week. Probably do a few of them. And, just excited. Can't wait to see the mid-season finale. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again in about an hour. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace.